Hey, good morning, everybody. I just posted a video I recorded last night about a possible cure for sexually transmitted diseases, and mentioned a few things about my invention Halo. And I also talked about ArtJet. And I want to say, basically what GTF2 members have mentioned about some of my inventions. Specifically ArtJet. They said that tests showed conclusive that it does a major push on the particle with an uranium discharge. But the ship would have to be made of light materials. It's not like a rocket thruster. So there's that. The ship would still have to be light and yet solid, which is normal. But it does apparently do a major push on the particle. They didn't mention 100%. They didn't want to say about Halo if it's conclusive or not. But they said they've been testing on what they said ghost mice. So I'm guessing they don't want to, tell me the good news yet. But I got a feeling that it tests showed conclusive. I'm not sure. They didn't say. They also said where my inventions are being tested, and that agent just said they are being tested right out of Gagetown, New Brunswick. They must feel like it's safe to say. Gagetown is a military base out in New Brunswick, near Moncton, south of New Brunswick, and they are testing it in a secret lab in Gagetown. And the tests are showing that there's promise in my inventions and my ideas. I didn't want to say where it was being tested because I feared an attack of sorts. But the GTF2 said the base is extra safe. There's no chance that they can be attacked. It's not like we have major enemies right now except Donald Trump, and Donald Trump can't really do an attack. So if it's safe, I don't mind telling you it's being tested, like that agent said, right out of Gagetown, which is normally a base they train new soldiers. Normally they would train new soldiers in Gagetown for reserve. But they must have some lab of sorts in Gagetown. Where else? Gagetown has a lot of room. They must have some lab, right? Like they said. I don't know if they tested other ideas or concepts of mine. They didn't mention. But I'm very relieved that they are testing. It gives me a lot of hope that I'll be able to hug and kiss my wife again and hug my kids again. Tiger is here. She's playing. She slept with me all night. Hi, Tiger. The way she's looking at me, and she's like, "What do you want?" I don't know if who's on the line right now. I just opened the box, right? How are you doing, guys? Renew our body, yeah. Only you would renew our body, yeah. You said one agent didn't sleep all night, or a little earlier? Before I start recording, right? Make sure to hydrate and eat, right? At least, if you have to work hard, hydrate and eat. One time. Thanks. And much appreciated. I thank you for the update, guys. Huge respect. I am just simply very glad that It's going somewhere, and it's so fast, I when I started to work on Halo, it was originally called LightScribe. That was my idea, and it would have been a two-way laser, and I wasn't even sure how it would work, but I thought it would take approximately up to 10 years of research to do it. Just to get closer to where I'm at, where we are right now. So it might just be how I research, or how much I researched and all, or how you guys have been working. But I am very glad about how fast we are doing this. Our jet, it's to be expected that it would have been faster to research. It's much simpler invention to do. The inner chamber would remind you of a star that's in a spiral. That's all I can say. It would the arc itself generated would storm the particles in the chamber and push it out the other opening. That's my idea. It would storm and affect the particles of the air. At minimum, we could make a better jet or better plane. At the minimum, and simply power it with a uranium core or a fission reactor of sorts. But uranium would work. Unless you have a better idea. My ship idea would remind you of a jet. It would be similar in design to a jet, but it would have two reactors to push. Very similar to a jet. In design would be simplistic. It would look like a jet, a space-capable jet fighter. Yes. For starters. And last night, as I was in bed trying to go to sleep, I thought about the artificial heart that we could do. And I would worry about powering the heart a little later. Obviously, would need an external battery of sorts, some sort of uranium charge, and a uranium power cell. The pilot that is selected to fly would have to have a battery attached to him for the rest of his life. So make sure he's well paid for it. Make sure he's well treated. Because he will have a little harder life. He will have a battery pack attached to him for the rest of his life. So it will, for starters, he will have to be willing to fly at light speed and do a major open heart surgery. The pump itself would have to receive the blood from the main heart from the arteries, and by sensing that pulse of blood, would then open the valves to do another push, to do an artificial pump. It would have to receive and sense that there's a pump, and filter and repump it through the rest of the body. And we need to study how to hook it up. I suggest we do an X-ray of my chest. Down the road. It doesn't have to be right away, but I sincerely think we should do a major X-ray of my chest cavity and just see how the second heart is connected to the main heart and to the rest of my body, and try to simulate it with an artificial heart pump, Would not have to be connected to the penis like mine is. But, it would have to be very similar in design as to how it pumps the heart through the body, I would be willing to fly one day if ultimately there's no hope, right? But there is hope with artificial hearts if we work on the design, if we research, and if we analyze how my own internal organs are connected. We might be able to simulate it with an artificial heart. And yes, the pilot would have to be stuck for the rest of his life with a uranium power cell that's removable, and also, the artificial heart would have to have an internal battery backup in case the battery cell is depleted and he has to swap it out. That's the thing we have to take into account. It would have to have a secondary backup in the pump. Yes, which adds to more frustration. How do we do this? I thought of every little detail. Yeah, I thought of how to make an ulterior pump last night in my sleep. So that's how we would have to do it. Trump, yeah, 7 said Trump. GTF2 does not seem to like Trump. I, for one, I'm not worried about Donald Trump at all. It's actually, I'm laughing at Donald Trump. Because he will never take over Canada. I am laughing at it. I see the posts, I see the terrors, I see what Donald Trump is doing, and I'm just laughing. Balls, yeah, right, you're gonna take us over, That's all you can do is issue tariffs on our products and our resources, You can't even order your U.S. Navy, So I'm not worried, it's... I'm not so worried anymore. Gagetown is safe, I didn't want to stay, but GTF seems confident enough that the base is safe, that the lab is safe, so there you go. Everybody seems to be talking about my work anyways, it's not like I can hide all details, Halo test show conclusive? Really? Oh my god, that's good news. Oh my god. It works. I was right. We were talking about the inner design of the machine, how to inject the gases. They wanted to see. I didn't figure it out up till last night. I didn't work on the way to inject the gases because I was so busy on the overall design of the machine. They asked how I would inject it, and I figured it would remind you somewhat of like a dryer. Along the chamber it would have holes or protruding holes or injectors, golden injectors, and the gases would come from an outer chamber, and the pressure from a pump would feed it to the injectors, right? Somehow, and they said, well, that's pretty close. That's pretty much how we did design it. The gases would have to come from an outer chamber and be pushed in the inner chamber, where the copper A1 copper drill bits are, and that's what I call them. So there you go. Test show conclusive. I'm proud. Oh my god, did you try any other inventions of mine, like the ghost camera? Did you test that out? Just out of curiosity? We did try to find something like, yeah, okay. I'm gonna end the video because I'm about at 15 minutes. I'll keep recording though. I'll do another video. This is good news. Wow, I feel like a drop in energy. I feel like, oh my god, it's hitting me. It's